Okay. No.
On Monday, July 22nd, 2012, the sound of locomotive horns filled the New York Stock Exchange. 11 employees out of 45,000 were chosen for the trip of a lifetime, and I was one of those employees chosen. Let's begin by telling you that the Union Pacific Railroad celebrated their 150th anniversary by ringing the closing bell on Wall Street in the New York Stock Exchange building. I would like to tell you how I received this honor, how I prepared for the trip, and how the actual ceremony went. Let's begin. How I received this honor. The day started out like any other day at the Harriman Dispatch building. My phone rang. On the caller ID, I saw Fritz LM. You see, in a company this big, it's not every day that the CEO of operations calls your work phone. Immediately I thought, what did I do wrong? I answered the phone and was immediately surprised to hear him thank me for my service to the railroad and go on to explain to me that a group of my peers had nominated me to go to New York City to commemorate Union Pacific's 150th year anniversary. And the best part was we got to ring the closing bell on the New York Stock Exchange. How I prepared for this trip. First, I was contacted by Union Pacific media team and was then given the opportunity for a video recording. I sat down to teleprompters and a group of cameras where I was interviewed for this. We later found out that that video was used in Union Pacific's conference and all the employees got to watch that. The video was also rolled in front of the headquarters during July 2nd while all the other employees sat in Omaha and watched it. I was then greeted by a news team who took the newsletter, had me interview for a newsletter, took various photos of my family and my spouse's family and our heritage to the Union Pacific Railroad, and put that out for all the employees to see. My father also did the original Great Big Rolling Railroad video back in 1976. They were also doing a new video for this, so it made it even more exciting that I got to take part in this whole experience. Finally, the actual trip. My husband and I were then escorted to the Marriott Marquis in the heart of Times Square. We had 2 days and we meant business. We went and got ready for the New York Stock Exchange. When we arrived at the Stock Exchange, there was a huge billboard of the Union Pacific covering the building on Wall Street. We were then taken on to the trading floor. On the trading floor, we got to meet the actual brokers that sell and trade our stock for Union Pacific. Jack Koraleski, the CEO of the entire Union Pacific Railroad, was then interviewed by CNBC, a prominent news station. We all watched from the background. We were then, all 11 of us, ushered onto the podium where we clapped continuously to all the different news stations while we waited in anticipation for that 4 o'clock time. At 4 o'clock p.m., Jack Koraleski hit the mallet against, and instead of the normal closing bell, the sound of locomotive horns filled the trading floor, and the floor went wild. See, the brokers had only ever heard the bell, and we exchanged that with the locomotive horns, which was very exciting for everyone. We were then ushered to Cipriani's New York, where the red carpet met us, and their famous peach bellinis. We were then given the honor of this coin, which has a limited edition. There were only 12 of these coins made, one for the CEO and one for each of the employees, with the gold, bronze, and silver outlay to thank us for our service. So from Being chosen to receive this honor, to preparing for the trip, and the actual ringing of the bell, you can see why this was the trip of a lifetime and why I chose to speak to all of you about this. Thank you. Is it better this time?